How's it going, guys? Alex here, welcome back to another SSR Analysis video, and today we are taking a look at every single World Tournament reward ever released. But before I do get into it, I want to thank D3 for helping me with some of these choices. I will link his channel in the comment section down below. So if we get straight into it with the STR Gohan, his leader skill gives a 30% HP and attack boost to INT and STR types. He causes extreme damage and may stun the enemy. He gets free ki when facing 3 or more opponents. And if we have a look at his links, he has all in the family, the Saiyan lineage, Cold Judgment, Revival, and Power bestowed by God. So unfortunately, this Gohan does not have any top tier key links. The Saiyan lineage and Revival are his only 2 key links, which aren't very common for his type. His passive skill also isn't very good, as it only activates when facing 3 or more enemies, and even when it does activate, it only gives him free ki. He does have a 25% chance to stun, which can be useful in some situations, but apart from being able to stun, this Gohan definitely doesn't have many uses. So if we now move on to the TEQ Super Saiyan Goku, his leader skill gives a 20% HP and attack boost to TEQ, INT and STR types. He causes extreme damage. He gives a 15% attack boost when HP is 50% or above. And if we have a look at his links, he has Super Saiyan, Same Warrior Race, Golden Warrior, and Kamehameha. So unfortunately, because of how outdated this unit is, he doesn't have any top tier key links. His only key link is Golden Warrior, which is fairly common in his type. And one thing I will say is that he does have a decent passive skill that gives a nice attack boost to all allies. However, he does have a restriction which can be hard to maintain with monotech teams, but even if he did have better links and no restriction, Vegeta would still be a much better support unit. So if we now move on to the Agility Bardock, his leader skill gives a 30% HP and attack boost to Agility and STR type. He causes extreme damage. He gives 2 ki to Agility and STR types, and if we have a look at his links, he has Same Warrior Race, the Saiyan lineage, Team Bardock, and Saiyan Pride. So this unit also suffers the same problem as the previous one. He doesn't have many good key links. His main one is definitely Saiyan lineage. He's okay in the World Tournament because he gives 2 ki to Agility and STR types, but apart from that, he does not provide much. So if we now move on to the TEQ Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, his leader skill gives a 25 HP and attack boost to Agility, TEQ, and physical types, causes extreme damage. He gives 2 ki to TEQ and Agility types, and if we have a look at his links, he has Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Same Warrior Race, Kamehameha, and Soul vs Soul. Yet another unit that suffers from the lack of key links, mainly because of how old he is, but like the TEQ Super Saiyan 2 Goku, he does have the Golden Warrior link. He gives 2 ki to TEQ types, which is nice, but TEQ doesn't really need this because there are better support units such as Bardock and Super Saiyan Gotenks, which unfortunately makes this unit obsolete. So if we now move on to the physical Kaioken Goku, his leader skill gives a 25 HP and attack boost to Agility, TEQ, and physical types. He causes huge damage and greatly raises his own attack. He changes STR orbs to Rainbow orbs. And if we have a look at his link skills, he has all in the family, the Saiyan lineage, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, and Over in a Flash. So this Goku is very good. He has Shocking Speed, Over in a Flash, and the Saiyan lineage, which are all very good links for a mono physical team. And he is also an orb changer, which allows you to optimize certain physical type units. He isn't the hardest hitter, but he is definitely one of the best, if not the best, support unit. So if we now move on to the INT Super Saiyan Goku, his leader skill gives a 20% HP and attack boost to Agility, TEQ, and INT types. He causes extreme damage. He gives 2 ki to TEQ and INT types. And if we have a look at his links, he has Z Fighters, Golden Warrior, Same Warrior Race, Super Saiyan, Prepared for Battle, and Kamehameha. So like Kaioken Goku, this one does have good links. Unfortunately, he does not fit too well in a mono INT team because he does not have Shocking Speed. Thanks to the crossover event, he did have a farmable super attack, so he is going to hit for around 100k. But like some of the other support units that we've gone over, INT does not really need this as there are better options such as Android 13, but he is definitely an improvement on some of the older ones. So if we now move on to the Agility Beerus, his leader skill recovers 500 HP per ki of character's type obtained. He causes extreme damage and also lowers defense. He gets a 70% attack boost when performing a super attack. And if we have a look at his link skills, he has Godly Power, Prodigies, Connoisseur, the Innocent, and Shocking Speed. So this Beerus fits very well into a mono AGL team, primarily because of the Shocking Speed link, but he also gets a 70% attack boost when performing a super attack, which is pretty huge, especially if you don't have that many hard hitting AGL units. And his super attack is somewhat easy to raise with the TEQ Beerus, but overall he is a decent agility type unit that fits pretty well on a mono AGL team. His leader skill gives 3 ki to all types when HP is 50% or above. He causes extreme damage and has a rare chance to stun. He gives himself free ki for 5 turns. And if we have a look at his links, he has Destroyer of the Universe, Saiyan Warrior Race, Prepared for Battle, Thirst for Conquest, and Big Bad Bosses. So Turles has Prepared for Battle, which is debatably the best link for TEQ. He gives himself free ki for 5 turns, which pretty much guarantees him a super attack every turn, and he also has a 15% chance to stun for 2 turns. So this Turles isn't actually too bad. I would honestly go as far as saying that his best quality is his leader skill, the reason being that he does not have a very high chance to stun, and even though he is going to super the majority of the time, he really doesn't have a lot of use because he doesn't hit that hard, and there are better stunners such as Whis. If we now have a look at the INT Super Saiyan Bardock, his leader skill gives free ki to all types when HP is 80% or below. He causes extreme damage and seals super attacks. His passive skill gives him free ki and a 4000 attack boost when facing one opponent. And if we have a look at his link skills, he has Super Saiyan, Team Bardock, Family Ties, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Pride, and Prepared for Battle. So despite this Bardock having very good links, he does not fit too well in a mono int team, just simply because he doesn't have the shocking speed link, and C-link isn't very necessary in a mono int team just simply because Gohan carries that team so much of his abilities. But at face value, he is definitely one of the better World Tournament rewards. He is the only INT SSR sealer, but sealing is not necessary. So if we now move on to the STR Super Saiyan GT Goku, his leader skill gives a 50% attack boost to STR types, he causes extreme damage, he gets a 4000 attack boost when ki is 7 or more, and if we have a look at his links, he has Golden Warrior, the Saiyan lineage, Super Saiyan, Kamehameha, GT, and Prepared for Battle. So this Goku fits relatively well on a mono STR team, mainly because of the GT link. His super attack is farmable thanks to the GT event, and he also hits pretty hard. But overall he is a decent unit, but there are definitely better options for a mono STR team. So if we now move on to the GT Super Saiyan Vegeta, his leader skill gives a 20% attack boost to all types, he causes extreme damage, he gets a 40% attack boost when HP is 99% or below, and if we have a look at his links, he has Golden Warrior, the Saiyan lineage, the Vegeta family, GT, Super Saiyan, and Prodigies. So unfortunately Vegeta doesn't really have that many good key links. His passive also isn't that bad, but he definitely isn't anything special, and he can be replaced easily. So if we now move on to Physical Super Buu, his leader skill gives a 50% attack boost to physical types, he causes extreme damage and lowers attack, his passive skill allows you to recover 1000 HP per orb collected, and if we have a look at his link skills, he has Margin, Brutal Beatdown, The Innocence, Metamorphosis, Infinite Regeneration, Fear and Faith, and the Wall Standing Tall. So this Buu is basically a discount Gohan. He doesn't have shocking speed or fierce battle, he doesn't recover as much as Gohan, he does lower attack but he doesn't lower attack and defense, he isn't going to hit anywhere near as hard, but he definitely does have his uses. He is very good against the Ultimate Gohan event, and he is also very good against Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Not only does he hit hard in those events, but he can also be very useful with his healing, but unfortunately outside of those events he isn't very useful. So if we now move on to the Agility Cooler, his leader skill reduces the attack and defense of STR types by 30%, he causes supreme damage, he gives a 30% attack and defensive boost to agility types, and if we have a look at his link skills, he has Strongest Clan in Space, Thirst for Conquest, Cold Judgment, Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, and Metamorphosis. So big shout out to Zenrock for pointing this out, but Cooler is extremely underrated, especially on a mono AGL team, and it's all thanks to the addition of Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black gives free ki to extreme types, which makes up for the lack of key links, but the best thing about this unit is that he gives an insane attack and offensive boost to agility types, and he also shares a lot of links with Super Saiyan Rose, which means that he is going to hit a lot harder than he normally would. But overall he is a great unit on a mono AGL team, but he does need Super Saiyan Rose to be at his full potential. If we now have a look at the TEQ Ultimate Gohan, his leader skill gives a 20% HP and attack boost to all types, he causes supreme damage and has a rare chance to stun, he gives himself 2 ki and a 70% attack boost when HP is 50% or above, and if we have a look at his links, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, Shocking Speed, Power Bestowed by God, Infighter, and the Saiyan lineage. So at the moment Shocking Speed isn't the greatest link for mono TEQ. More units are getting it, but at the moment it's not the best link. However, Gohan does make up for that with his passive skill, he gives himself 2 ki, and he also hits pretty hard. The only real letdown about this card is definitely the restriction, but apart from that he is a very solid unit. So if we now move on to the INT Super Trunks, he gives a 50% attack boost to INT types, he causes supreme damage, he gives himself 2 ki and a 60% attack boost when HP is 30% or above, and if we have a look at his links, he has Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Soul vs Soul, Messenger from the Future, the Vegeta family, and Z Fighters. So unfortunately, like the other INT type units, he doesn't fit too well in a mono INT team. He does give himself 2 ki and a 60% attack boost, which is nice, but it's not that great for mono INT. But if you were to use him on a mono INT team, his restriction is pretty easy to maintain thanks to Gohan. Gohan, but he would definitely be much better on a Rainbow team or a Hero team. If we now move on to the STR Super Saiyan Goku, his leader skill gives a 50% attack and defensive boost to STR types when HP is 30% or above. He causes supreme damage. He gives himself 2 ki and a 7,000 attack boost at the start of the turn. And if we have a look at his link skills, he has Golden Warrior, Prepared for Battle, Kamehameha, Saiyan Warrior Race, the First Awakened, and Super Saiyan. So this Goku is very good. He has a farmable super attack thanks to the crossover event. But like many of the other World Tournament units, he does not fit very well into a mono STR team. He is definitely one of the better World Tournament rewards, mainly because of his links and consistent damage, but he doesn't really have a place on a mono STR team. So if we now move on to the physical Goku, his leader skill gives a 50% attack and defensive boost to physical types when HP is 30% or above. He causes supreme damage and has a rare chance to stun. He gives himself a 60% attack and defensive boost when launching a super attack. And if we have a look at his links, he has all in the family, Infighter, Kamehameha, Shocking Speed, World Tournament Champion, and Turtle School. So this Goku has Shocking Speed, which is becoming a prominent link in mono physical teams. He hits pretty hard, and he can also tank some hits, and not to mention he also has a rare chance to stun. But overall, this Goku is definitely very good. He fits very well in a mono physical team, and he is a great unit overall. So if we now move on to the final part of this video, in first place comes Kaioken Goku, in second place comes STR Super Saiyan Goku, in third place comes the physical Goku, in fourth place comes TEQ Ultimate Gohan, and in fifth place comes the Agility Final Form Cooler. Now I will talk about the other units in a few moments, but I do want to talk about the top 5 first. Honestly, Kaioken Goku is easily the best despite not hitting that hard. He allows you to optimize units such as Goku Black, who hit insanely hard. He has the Saiyan lineage, which allows you to link with Broly, Shocking Speed, which allows you to link with units such as Raleigh and Ultimate Gohan, and he has Over in a Flash, which allows him to link up with Vegito Blue, and Full Power Frieza. Now the reason why STR Goku is in second place is because of his great links and consistent damage. And despite not being that great of a unit on a mono STR team, he is definitely a good unit on a Rainbow team or a Hero team. Now third place was definitely very close, but I do favour Goku just simply because he doesn't have a restriction. As I've said before, Shocking Speed isn't the best link for a mono tech team, so when Gohan's passive doesn't go off, he is going to be struggling for ki, which is something that Goku most likely won't have a problem with. Now I pretty much went over why Cooler is such a good unit earlier. The attack boost that he gives is extremely noticeable, especially when you have units like Super Saiyan Rose. He doesn't have the greatest links, but Super Saiyan Rose definitely helps. Now for the rest of the units, some of them are decent. I was to rank them, in number 6 would be the INT Super Saiyan Bardock, 7th would be STR Super Saiyan GT Goku, 8th INT Super Trunks, 9th Agility Beerus, 10th TEQ Turles, 11th GT Super Saiyan Vegeta, 12th INT Super Saiyan Goku, 13th Physical Super Buu, 14th TEQ Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, 15th AGL Bardock, 16th TEQ Super Saiyan Goku, and in the final spot would be STR Gohan. But that is it guys, I hope you all enjoyed it. If we could reach 400 likes, that would be absolutely insane. I hope you guys have a great Christmas, and I will catch you guys in the next one.